Hello, everyone. This is Justin Pulliam. I'm here with extra good citizen John Gray in the studio today.
Hello.
Hey, how are you, John?
I'm doing good.
Are you doing better than I am?
I'm doing way better than you are.
Well, I'm doing okay. I'm just really tired. I've been up since about 3 o'clock this morning. I started off doing a complaint against a tyrant district attorney. I thought we got...
It's my watch.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. So, everyone, I was arrested by the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office earlier today while I was filming them working on a story about a it was a call for a mental health call, but it's something that's been going on over time. But we'll get more into that later. But I was arrested by a sergeant, and here I am, not in jail. I was in jail, and I just wanted to share an update with everyone. Well, I don't know, where should we start, John?
Maybe from the beginning. How'd your day start, Justin?
I was doing that. I just said I did that complaint against some tyrants, and
Let's skip ahead to the point where you got put in handcuffs. How about that?
Do you just want to show them?
We can show them. Show them a little bit.
Okay, well, here, I'll tell you this first. I don't have my video that I was doing. Well, at least all of it, not the stuff that was local only. I have the stuff that was, beamed out, I have. But I don't have my camera here, or my body camera, because I've been informed the day shift thugs, and I'm telling you, the day shift thugs that were involved are complete thug. They've seized my camera. They've seized my camera, microphone, memory cards, iPhone, body camera, and accessories. They claim for evidence. They've seized about $6,000 of my property. Here, I'll show you some of the receipts. Well, not receipts. This is the current value of it if I were to replace it today. Hopefully Santa's really kind to me. This is my $3,400 camera and lens. $250 microphone. One of the memory cards is $300. The other one I think runs about $125. iPhone new is about $1,500. Heck, I don't know, maybe more with tax. So I'm set back about $6,000 just for that. I had to post a $500 cash bond, which I did. Well, they did on my behalf, and so that was good that they got that arranged. I don't know where they think I'm going, why they didn't just give me a PR bond, but I guess they got to hit it to the man, right?
This is your first time you've ever been arrested, too,
I have no history. It's political.
Yeah.
So what did they tell you, John? What did they tell you when you were there while I was in the
Amber Alert.
Is that an Amber Alert?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, we're getting an alert going off. What did they tell you? You ran into that sheriff guy, right?
Yeah, I did. I had to try to have a conversation with him, ask him if he was going to let you out of the cage, and it didn't go very well. At one point, I ended up detained.
Wow, he detained you for probably free speech, I'm guessing. I don't know. I wasn't there. I was there, but I was inside.
No, I managed to escape with my freedom
I had different scenery than you did.
Yeah, I had much better scenery than you did, I'm sure.
Since I had to sit on the concrete and plastic all day, I have John on the hard chair here.
The accommodations are horrible here, just so you know.
Hey, Adam.
Procure cherries.
Hey, Adam Trap, I appreciate the super chat. But afterwards, when he was leaving, what were they telling you about me?
Basically, what I picked up, their main point is they were going to teach you not to do this again.
Really?
So, yeah, and you didn't commit a crime. You still ended up in a cage. You still ended up with all your equipment seized, and you still ended up having to pay $500 bond. I predict that you won't actually have to go to court, though. That's my prediction.
That was interesting, John. They scheduled my court for the end of March.
I predict that it'll be dropped way before that.
I don't know. I think the sheriff, this is political for the sheriff. So Sheriff Fagan, he's was elected at the beginning of, he turned, his term began the beginning of this year on January 1st. And he's like super triggered. Like if you don't, he thinks he's awesome. You know, he's from the command staff of the Houston Police Department. And if you don't give him the respect that he thinks that he automatically deserves for being an elected sheriff, he gets super freaking just immediately loses his cool. He can't handle any sort of criticism. He's doing awesome. His department's doing awesome. No one's going to say otherwise. No one else is going to say what they're doing other than the officially approved things that he says and his new executive assistant says and his press people say. He is Mr. I'm from HPD, now elected sheriff, Mr. Awesome. And if you don't lick his boots, they're coming after you. And see, he's gotten to be buddies with they have a trifecta now, him, the DA, Brian Middleton, and King George, county judge. And no telling which judges are in on this. And I assume that there will be a lot of political favors being pulled today and tomorrow. Because ultimately the government club likes to shut us down. They want to shut me down. They don't want the scrutiny. They don't want the reporting. They don't want independent media. They want their word only, no one else's. They don't want an independent document. Actually, they don't want any documentation of what they're doing because they don't even have cameras worth a dang. And so let's get into that. So they don't have body cameras. They have dash cameras with little body marks, but I mean, these guys are so corrupt. They are so corrupt. When it finally dawned on them that I was going to get all the dash camera for my case, they took off their freaking body-worn microphone and threw it in the cop car. I mean, they are that scared of transparency. But they don't have their own documentation. So they don't actually, and I guess this is the big point of it, the sheriff's office, all they may have is audio of what happened. They don't have any video. They didn't capture any video. Now, they purportedly have seized $6,000 of my equipment. Now, I don't know why they need my $3,400 camera if it's really for wanting the video evidence, because it's on the memory card, which, frankly, you can even just copy off, right? But certainly there's no reason for them to need the whole camera. So that's kind of like they're saying that, like that's some cute justification. Well, it's justification in their mind. They think that they can claim that and get away with taking my stuff. What they're really trying to do is shut me down. And so I watched part of John's stream when John was at the jail. The chief deputy said something. Basically, she said, Justin's not going to film us anymore. And they were saying, and actually in a lot more crude language, while I was in the jail, other sheriff's staff was saying other things to that extent, like, oh, we'll teach him for effing with us and stuff like that. So really, they're trying to shut me down by taking my stuff. That's the main reason they've taken all my stuff. And the guys who did it, they didn't even tell me. I had to get a evening shift sergeant who looked into it and let me know what the situation was. The chicken shit daytime deputies, and I'm telling you, Ricky Rodriguez, was Sergeant Rollins, Matthew Lacey, that other Sergeant Goodrich, who's a total buffoon. He's harassed me before, and then when I'm the victim of a crime, he literally, guys, I have this Goodrich tyrant, literally me being victimized, and he just turns away and looks the other way. This is the kind of people that you pay. Well, I mean, like they take your money. They take your money just like they take my stuff. They take my money for taxes too. And they have extreme contempt for the public. The only people that matter to them are the government club and other police and police supporters who believe. And basically, it's, I hate to correlate it to something that YouTube's going to get mad about. So you'll have to just know what YouTube gets really mad about. That happened about almost a century ago now. Think like in the 40s. They want everyone to do as the secret police, the secret sheriff's office thinks. And if you're not on their team, and certainly if you're criticizing them, then they're going to abuse their power to take you out. And this has been a long time coming. I've known that they've been scheming things like, they joke around. They think it's funny, like, how much do y'all think all of Justin's stuff is worth? Oh yeah, we could take that. And some of them have even made those comments, not exactly those comments, but comments leading to that. Like while I'm out there with my cameras rolling. So, I also know that the sheriff and his command staff have very much been not like, of course they don't like me, but over the past, I'd say 6 months, they really have been against me. And I've heard from my informants that something like this was coming. They did other things to reduce transparency, like taking down the active calls page. And I would say that now's the time, and I'm a dedicated journalist, and if something's on background off the record, it's going to be on background off the record. That means that I know it's there, but I have to independently source it. I can't publish it. I can't use it in court. But now is the time that I need some of the good deputies to be brave. I really need 1 or 2 people who will stand up in court and say on the record in front of everyone what was going on in the sheriff's office and all of the scheming that has gone on, really, I guess, since this summer or so, but and lately as well. The things that have been said, all of that, it's really time for it to be public. And like James O'Keefe with Project Veritas says, be brave, do something. If you don't want to come to it, go to James O'Keefe. Go to James O'Keefe and tell them, but it's really time. And do James O'Keefe style undercover video. That would be great. Then you can get the tyrants themselves saying it, and you don't even have to expose yourself if possible. It's time for the staff to take. And I appreciate those who have done what is right and at least communicate what is going on in that office. And that's certainly better than nothing, and I appreciate you. But it's time for some people to be brave. 1 or 2 people that could really help find justice and make sure that it's about law enforcement and not politics, because it's becoming about politics in this county, and it is. Even the corrupt tyrants, they know it is, but they like it. They get to do what they want. Things like while we were driving to jail, and so an update on that. So what happened is they arrested me. They never called it into dispatch. I think I don't know what they were thinking. I guess I keep saying I have people in the bushes. There's people in the bushes. And I guess it really works. I guess they didn't realize anyone was there.
They thought you were completely kidding.
And so, everyone, I guess people started calling, and dispatch is like probably thinking, is this a joke or something? Because they didn't know. They didn't. I was on scene for probably an hour and a half before they even started transport. And it wasn't until we were on the road for 5 minutes that they even told dispatch that I was in custody. They didn't call starting mileage or any of that. In fact, I need to just, I'm getting all over the place. Like I said, guys, I've been up since 3:30 now. Where's my premiere? There it is. All right, so here's a segment of what happened. Now, I'm not going to, so the sheriff's office, hey, Bodie Ray, thank you for joining the High Five. The sheriff's office obviously desperately wants video of what happened because they don't know. Their lie report is probably completely off the wall ridiculous because they don't know. They think they're going to get it off my phone, body camera, or camera. I doubt they did that today. And well, first, if they did it without a warrant, oh boy. I think technologically wise, I just don't see them getting the body camera. I don't see them getting the It'll take them a while to figure out how to do the one on the big camera and the phone. It's not even on there. So I think that they probably struck out there. But even then, my video is going to show, you know, I don't think it's going to be as good as this video.
Just to make sure, we're only showing a portion, right? You're going to only show a portion.
Yeah, no, we're showing after I was in custody. We're not going to release anything that happened prior.
All right.
I guess they'll have to come in with their AR-15s and try to shoot me in my home if they're going to do that.
Okay.
But after the stream is over, I don't think any of this will be here. So, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. They would love to just take me out. I just want to reiterate. So, the people, like, there's some bad police officers. Not all of them are bad. And that's the thing. You can't automatically treat them all like trash. For the reason I just said 5 minutes ago. That some of them are quite brave. I just ask that they be a little bit braver. So, I have excellent video of everything that happened and excellent witness. And so I know what happened. I have excellent witness. They don't know what the F happened. And so they're... Here's a little video here I'll show y'all. So there's a little segment there. So I don't know, this will probably take a little while to litigate in federal court and everything. But here in a couple of years, maybe you'll see the whole thing. And so here you can see our... oh boy, look at that dude. Look at that. Let's see what the chat says. Can you read the chat?
I can't. I don't have my glasses.
If I blow it up, will you be able to?
I can't see
How
that.
about if I move it down here, will you be able to?
Maybe, yes.
Okay, let's pop it out. How do I pop it out? How about chat?
Oh, no, not a chance. Oh, there you go.
Do you want to get it on your phone, maybe? On my phone?
Yeah, I can grab my phone. Read it from my
it's
phone.
another room. Yeah, you can do it on one of my phones. Where is it? Why is my thing not showing up? How did y'all find my stream? It's not even showing up to me. There we go.
Found it.
Alright. Can you read it from
Can.
there?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Alright, John's going to kind of read the chat and stuff is what we're going to do there. Is I'm just all over the place getting carried away. Again, I really don't think that they took it because they care about the evidence. The primary reason they took my stuff is to shut me down. They don't want me filming their official acts. And so what was the call? The call was a mental health call. And the family thought that the police were there to help and get them the help that the individual need. Like I said, this is something I've been covering since under the previous sheriff. And by the way, the previous sheriff under Troy Nels competently handled calls like this instead of rushing in like buffoons like Rodriguez and Lacey did. Under Nels, they were much more organized and tactical and handled these things without the chaos. Well, I wouldn't say chaos, just, I don't know, what's the word for it?
Well, in a de-escalated manner.
It was, yes, escalated. That's the word. Due to the incompetence, they allowed it to escalate to a situation where the deputies had their AR-15s not just out, but they had their AR-15s, you know, eyeing the scope on this guy, ready to take him out. And I fully believe that I saved that man that day. He was having a mental episode. And rather than take him to the hospital like his emergency detention order said to get him the help, this is the problem with the police. They don't care about you. In fact, they were all day and afternoon very nasty towards the man. in jail. I can't count the number of times the deputies said that saying this man's name is barely alive. That was their terminology. He is barely alive, i.e., I mean, what I take about this, if Justin wasn't watching, we would have shot him dead. Just like Rosenberg did that other mental health call earlier this year. And in fact, I got a complaint form. I think I'm going to use my complaint form when Deputy Matthew Lacey left the jail. It was probably around 14:30 today. He goes, "Oh, I guess Mr. So-and-so is still alive. Y'all have a good afternoon." And it was just the most disgusting attitude and contempt towards human life. And unfortunately, this man's back in the jail yelling, "Someone just kill me. Get it over with. Put me out of my misery. And I'm cold. Give me a blanket," and other things. And no one helps him. He doesn't get the mental health care services that he needs. They just ignore him. They sit there. And again, like I said, "Oh, he's barely alive." I mean, can y'all believe that human beings say shit like that? "Oh, he's barely..." Am I being overly sensitive?
Nope, I think you're right on target. You're right on target. Keep going. Don't stop.
He needed mental health care at a facility that could provide that, and instead they threw him in a detox cell. Hey, but again, fortunately, he was alive to make it there. And so I think that transparency and what the official acts of government does is not just important to make sure there's not fraud and corruption, waste of money, political cronyism, but literally to make sure people stay alive. And when Rosenberg shot and killed that man on H Street, that really kind of messed me up. I was in Clute in Brazoria County when that happened, and I really felt guilty about that, and now I'm just not...
Glad you're free, Justin.
Hi, the real OG. I appreciate that. And I feel like, I mean, yeah, they can take me out. They can seize my stuff. I guess the maximum sentence for a Class B misdemeanor is what? 6 months. They could throw me in there for 6 months. But ultimately, the man who is in crisis, he didn't have any criminal intent. He had a mental episode, and the Sheriff Fagan's boys handled it very, very poorly. I just cannot, out of all of the dumb stuff I've seen police do, I just can't, it just sets on a new level how bad these day shift deputies were. So I'm thinking, if I were the sheriff right now, if I were the sheriff's office, I would be calling my friendly district attorney and say, "Hey, we need to withdraw these charges." Because if y'all saw the thumbnail before you clicked on here, the thumbnail is arrested for leaving, and that thumbnail is accurate. And not only that, I think also a deputy should be arriving here very shortly. If again the sheriff wants to start not being... Hey, Mike, thank you for the $20 super chat. I appreciate it.
He could actually bring it himself, too.
He could come. Man, he is so obnoxious, though.
Is
Whether
it
it's the sheriff
violation
or...
of Turner v. Driver?
I haven't even gotten to think about the case law, Dale, but yeah, probably so. And not only that, what's the lady down in Laredo? And there's a more recent Fifth Circuit case law about a Facebook lady down in Laredo, and it's really good too. So there's Turner v. Driver, there's other recent case law. The federal court stuff is on my side, but that's not the issue of the criminal charge. I'm dealing with the corrupt government club. I'm dealing with people who are friends. They're all Democrats, and they're all friends, and they don't like people who expose their secrets. And I mean, when I say secrets, it's their official acts of government actors, of state actors, of government officials and employees, but they don't like that gets out. They would like to set the narrative. Oh, I got sidetracked. So the thing, say, hey, well, we need to pull these charges. We need to give him his $500 back, and then also probably here pretty shortly, hopefully, soon enough, so I can go out and film the police more. Maybe tonight, by midnight or something, I'll have in a box all my cameras back on my front porch. So if they really care about getting out of this treacherous, total contempt of cop, contempt of Mr. Fagan's weird desire for respect that's not earned, political corruption, I think they need to start making this stuff right. And for everyone who, I'm just tuned in, I'm sure a few of the deputies, maybe even Fagan, got interested by the time he saw this. So while the sheriff's office, who has Fagan claimed he was going to get the body cameras on, but he's failed to do that. He's basically failed. He's failed. He said he was going to do mental health. His mental health has sucked. Mental health was better under Nels. Under Nels, it innovated much better. Fagan hasn't done squat for mental health. He hasn't done body cameras. He's hired a lot of his friends to work at the sheriff's office in high-paying positions. He did do that. He did hire a lot of his friends.
Is that part of his entourage he was walking around with?
Yeah.
Today? Yeah. That was really cute.
There with
how many times do you think that? How many think
Chief Deputy Provost? Justin won't film us again.
Yeah.
God,
how many times do you think that guy has step foot in that jail? Do you think he visits every day, or do you think he came by to see you today?
I think that he probably doesn't make it down. Okay, so yeah. So I almost forgot. Well, here, let's play this.
Yeah, let's play this
clip real quick. So
make sure you pause it. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot of time to edit this.
So what happened is I'm getting booked in, and I'm talking to the nurse, and then Fagan comes down with all of his people. I guess he can't go anywhere alone. He doesn't even feel safe enough in his own it's his compound.
He was walking around like a rap star, man. Like he has his own entourage.
I guess he can't even go.
He's got his own entourage.
Crazy.
You can actually see him arriving to the jail on my live stream.
So he pulls me into this office and he goes, "Sit down, and do you know who I am?" And do you know why you're here? And then I reiterated, this is the other thing. So I reiterated why I invoked my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, and I would like to speak with my attorney. And these guys, these deputies, are so dumb. I'd be like, well, I invoked my Fifth Amendment right, and I need to have my attorney present. And then, like 5 minutes later, they would try to ask me more questions, I don't know if they thought they were going to trigger me or what. I keep my cool, so I just seem like these are the biggest dumbasses. So anyway, so Fagan's here, and I'm staring him in the eyes, and he's staring me in the eyes. Other than I think Provost said something or another, and I looked up. But I was really just focused on the sheriff, and it just, at first I was like, is he trying to trigger me? But then I got a sense, no, this is something really corrupt. I don't want to have anything to do with it. And then my suspicions were kind of confirmed when he goes, okay, well, have it your way, don't get out faster or something like that. And I'm thinking, well...
So if you'd licked his boot, you'd have got out a lot faster?
I don't know. Was he trying to
Justin, the people support you.
Hey, thank you, old Huey, for the from New Zealand. Oh, and I do want to thank... I'm getting wrapped up in the updates. I do want to thank everyone from around the world who has left me voice messages and emails and everything. For a while this evening, the sheriff's dispatch was actually forwarding me some of their calls. The callers are not pleased with the service that the dispatch staff was providing, by the way. So I do appreciate all of your support, and don't let me think that I'm just trying to get these updates out and I'm operating off of Monster here. So Yeah, and they give you those complaint forms. I really think that's like a scheme to try to get you to give them a statement about what happened.
Mm-hmm.
When you
That's exactly what it is.
The complaint form.
They don't. I don't think they hand out a complaint form with every arrest when you're released.
Yeah, who
They just knew you were gonna get it.
who am I gonna I think we know where the sheriff's and chief deputy stands.
Right.
What is the Oh man.
Yeah, they handed you a complaint form right away. You didn't even have to ask for it.
But no, I think I that really, when they were saying that man was barely alive. I mean, what do y'all think about it? And I'm being sensitive. To me, I think that's like, hey, we almost did him in. It's one of those things when you run his name, it says officer safety alert. Oh, and well, what happened is, and his county sheriff's office got wrapped up in screwing this guy too. He has, mental health episodes, and so it's stuff like welfare calls, or he'll call the police on himself because he's having a hallucination. But they won't just come and get him the help he needs. They'll do stuff like they get him in custody, and then they egg him on, and they sit there and egg him on, and get him to say negative things about the police, and then they claim that it's retaliation, and that he's doing, I don't know, like threats to hurt the police or whatever. And so not only do they get him on those charges when it's supposed to be a mental health call, but then they double down and charge him, or no, they do like in their DPS stuff that he's a danger or whatever, which immediately escalates. It basically it shortens your life.
Odds are not good for you.
Yeah, it reduces your odds.
Yep.
It reduces your odds. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's really a sad deal. It's a story that I've already gotten a lot of the affidavits and everything on it. So I honestly I guarantee you I knew better than the deputies what was going on.
I don't think mental health should involve an AR-15 at all. I don't know what part of mental health requires an AR-15.
Well, in their mind, if they just, quote, take care of the person, then it doesn't cost any more tax dollars. They don't care about your life. They certainly don't care about me. And that was, every time, like, I would just say, and I didn't say many things, but I said a few pertinent things, like, hey, buckle me up or whatever. And they would say stuff like, oh, you did this to yourself, and oh, you should have left when you had the chance. Every kind of cop cliche that you can imagine. Like they're robots, and it's always someone else's fault. The police can never do anything wrong. Oh, and this the nose picker here, he right around here he goes, Justin, you're making my job much harder than it needs to be. And again, what they mean by harder is that they're being questioned. They have to behave because they're on camera, and they would rather jack around. They would rather violate people's rights. They would rather do what's expedient than following the law, following the Code of Criminal Procedure, following the Constitution, following our rights from our Creator. They would rather just do as they please. So, John, I should have done an outline. I feel like I'm all over the place.
That's to be expected. You've had a rough day, buddy.
Maybe should we take some audience questions? Oh, I want to go back to one more video. So, talk about having people in the bush. I mean, and so they went like a weird way to the jail, and I'll show you all this. So, this is the little convoy there was. And,
onto Williamsway Boulevard.
So there's me in that one. Well, wait, no, I didn't go far enough up. Right there, the one there on the left. They're right up there, and so they went straight, and the person here was going what the GPS was saying was the most expedient way to the jail. Oh, this is where I got all mixed up. So they held me on scene without, I don't know, I guess it was arrest, but they didn't say anything.
Congratulations on keeping a cool head and earning a Whataburger later. Has the prosecutors filed or is it pending? Catching bits from various sources.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to get that information. It's like pulling teeth even, hey, what y'all do with my camera and phone and stuff. It's not in the Odyssey database yet, so make of that as you will. But presumably if they charge me, then the on-call DA intake accepted the charge unless the sheriff just unilaterally did it. The guy who y'all saw who had me in cuffs, who arrested me, he was on his phone like for the next hour. So yeah, so they didn't notify dispatch. I was in custody for probably an hour and a half before they notified dispatch. So everyone there like in Richmond probably found out not from their Blue Lion deputies.
I found out from me.
So, and
Oh,
I
the
think
people
some
calling.
other people called the DA and stuff. And that explained because the patrol, all the patrol staff, day shift, they were total a-holes. The jail staff overall, though, was, and people I've dealt with before, they were like way more well behaved than normal. I'm thinking, well, this is, it's good. I was expecting really bad treatment from the jail staff. So what I realized later on was that they had already been prepped because, like, if y'all got, and people emailed me and stuff, like, people were like, hey, they're saying doesn't, like, no, I wasn't in the system. They did not notify. Guys, they could have offed me. Something could have happened to me. Oh.
Play the first 5 seconds of my live stream.
After they finally got the guy who was having the mental health episode, they open up Rodriguez's back seat, where I was, and they're going to put him in, and dude, you should have seen Sergeant Goodrich's eyes are like...
It's like they got just no idea.
Yeah, I guess. And they weren't going to put him in there with me.
No, it's not a good idea.
So they had to figure out what car he was going to go in because they were not, I probably would have said, hey, man, it's okay, let's talk about the crops or whatever.
To prove your point, what about when the first 5 seconds of my live stream?
Oh yeah, John walked into the jail and he's like, I'm checking on the status of my friend Justin or whatever, and she's like, I don't have that person in the system. And the reason why, well, I'll show you the reason why, is because John turned. Oh, I'm sorry. This came up.
That's all right.
John turned the direct way on Williams Way, which is where the jail is. He went straight to the jail, and they took me a roundabout way. So that's why John got there before me. Guys, John got there before me, and he started from Kloop. So totally crazy how you can just be seized off the streets.
You're from this area. Is that the right way I should have gone?
Yeah, no, that's how I would have gone too.
Okay, that's where the GPS told me to go.
Yeah, no,
I didn't know if they were trying to. I didn't know if they were trying to throw me off and keep me from going to the jail. So I just went the way the GPS.
What in the world they were doing?
So I just went with the way the GPS said. I figured it was more important for me to get there and check on you.
Right. Well, I mean, whatever. I know. So John was worried that he would get lost if he followed them, basically. And
I know GPS.
No.
But
when we call on she
don't even.
I have to be at like John directions and.
Nope.
So it's good that you did that. And I don't know why they didn't. That's crazy to me.
It doesn't make any sense why they would have gone straight at that point.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's like they just, like I said, they didn't call out the mileage. They didn't even call out. Literally, they did not call out until we were going up 762. And so freaking the whole time, and again, I'm just saying, I don't say anything. Let them, let these buffoons do what they're going to do and just document and report about it. So the whole time, freaking Rodriguez is sitting there jacking around on the MDT, sending messages back and forth to Lacey. And, oh, well, let me back up. So first, when they put me in the car, the sergeant brought me over to his car. For whatever reason, he didn't want to put me in there. And then he put me in the closest one, which was way closer than where I was initially. And so I was, and I'm sure they're crying when they watched the dash camera and heard my narration of all of Deputy Rodriguez was doing his like Pilates or whatever exercises.
That's funny, but that's the funniest part of the video.
Semi-truck.
Mm-hmm.
And then like at some point they realized, well, Justin can see everything, so they pulled the Tahoe back. And then there's that, and then a little bit later, they came in and they turned the radio off in the car. And I'm thinking, these guys are insane. You know, something could happen. And if this deputy, the other deputy who didn't turn, picks up the thing and says, officer needs assistance or whatever, and the sergeant turned off the radio, it's just insane. What did they think I was going to, I mean, I was there. What was I going to hear?
They must think you have a super brain that was going to record everything with your brain.
Well, I mean, we get it. Otherwise, and it's like it's not like they're blocking me from having. I don't even understand what they're so insane.
We have the
like radio. It just goes to show how they do not want people knowing what they're doing.
And we have the radio traffic anyway, so them turning it off in the car is
that's
immaterial.
What I'm saying. But the fact that they thought to go back and do that, it shows you that it's not about whatever BS they might decide to put on Facebook or whatever. And I'm sure they'll be bragging / crying on Facebook tomorrow because that's what these tyrants always seem to do. Their whole focus was like, how do we make sure Justin doesn't see what we do? Closing an empty. So we're driving down this very dangerous, might I add you, very dangerous, two-way road. And they're freaking text messaging each other on the computer. And not about work, just like they were joking about me and the other guy. And so Rodriguez would type his little message, then he would close his MDT, and then the MDT would go off that he got a message, then he'd open it up and read it. And then this was my favorite. He would type it out, and then he would like backspace it and then change his message. And I'm thinking like,
you can see it. Yeah, it's too late.
I already saw it. and then he closed the MDT again, and I'm just thinking, like, how stupid can these people? And again, this is while we're driving, like, moving down this highway, very dangerous highway. They're sitting there jacking off, like just like shooting. Not even. It's not shooting. It's like, I don't know what the word is. It like making fun of the people who they have seized. Hey, Freedom Guide, thank you for becoming a channel member. And let's see if his super chat's going to show up here. And then I don't know, I got sidetracked. I was going to say this is going something to what happened at the jail, but I lost my train of thought here.
Let's see what happened next. So they got you to the jail. They were playing on the MDT. Next up, they would. What was your view of the Sally
apologies
Port?
for being late. Shout out to Extra for being such a good friend. Get yourselves a 06er of Shiner Bach on me. Extra is a true friend.
Thank you, Deacon Ovi, for the super chat. And by the way, between attorney, retainers, the bond, which I will get the bond back. That'll probably be another discrimination case when I go in to get that, request that refund check. Isn't that cute? You pay in cash and they'll only give you a check back.
Yeah.
But then the $6,000 equipment. So I do appreciate the super chat. Also, I have a Cash App link. And actually what's most preferred is the PayPal link. I think works the best. So if you'd like to help support my fight against these tyrants, I would certainly appreciate anything you're able to give. I know it is definitely the holiday season. But I mean, this is a big hit financially for me. I don't make a lot of money doing this, so this is difficult for me, and I think they know that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're insane if they think that. I mean, basically, so I'm so busy on a day-to-day basis, and I have everyone pulling me in every direction. And the recent thing was like John was pulling me on stuff, which is what I was doing early. Like I woke up, I was so busy, like I had to wake up at 3:30 to do this complaint. And it's like all these tyrants are trying to like have a contest to win my attention. So Fort Bend County has gotten my attention, and I don't know who will luck out. Some other people will luck out because of that.
I'll try to keep them on. Do what I can. This was not on our plan for today. We had a completely different plan.
Yes, we had a
different plan, and that plan we'll do another day.
Let's see. Vegas Mike. Well, I mean, I'm on I'm gonna get good video, and if they want to keep seizing good video cameras, I'd imagine that, I hope at least the turnaround and restitution or whatever you call it for that is going to be much higher. But unfortunately, the local government club thinks that they can railroad me. They really think their political connections are that strong that they can railroad me. And I mean, we'll have to see. The
we won't let them.
Hopefully a jury, I think the jury will, I don't know, you just never know. And then you have to hope that, unlike your county, it might be a fair jury. You know, I don't even know.
The one thing I could say is I've seen the complete video, and you know how they talk about having the moral. I know about how you have to have the moral high ground. Just trust me, Justin has the moral high ground on this one. It is a civil rights lawyer's dream. I could put it that way. So, and that's all I'm going to say. But they messed up very bad. I could say that. We all know Justin. I've recorded with him for 3 years. I know Justin doesn't break the law. I know. I didn't even have to see the video to know Justin didn't break the law. I know the guy. I record with him. He didn't break the law. This is a complete contempt of cop charge. This is what this is.
And again, it's something that's been coming. They've been scheming. They've been wanting to take me out for quite some time now. You know, and I'm kind of scratching my head wondering what I did to really trigger Fagan so much, because, you know, when Fagan was running, hey, YouTube sounds great. He did like a 20-minute interview on News Now Houston, News Now Community. So before he wanted to take me out, he was totally cool with being on it.
I don't think he's going to give me an interview. Something tells me.
I think he did. He didn't know how to walk away.
Right.
Guys, go check. Actually, John, you should probably upload just that.
Just that part.
And, you know, I'd put it on my new channel. I might steal it, too. Because
yeah, it's good stuff.
Good.
No.
Dude, I'm telling you, this sheriff gets so triggered, he just doesn't... His face mask was going...
like a bull. Yeah. Did you talk about hearing there was what it was like to hear there was a disturbance in the lobby, and your thoughts on that?
I don't want to discuss that.
Okay, all right.
But I did. You
were very aware we were there.
I was content that I was the only one that was in the secure part of the jail, I should say. So let's not multiply.
Okay. They almost got
so
2 for Tuesday.
John was detained or something. I guess for free speech. I can't imagine there being any sort of violation there, but these guys don't like when you show the people what they do. They don't like. Yeah, so I imagine they're crying right now. I imagine they're crying a little bit when they see stuff like this right here. Is they're not going to get this from right? And they have no idea what happened. And if they proceed with their lives,
it's not going to be good for them.
I mean, and what if they try to change their life report?
It's probably already been changed. Just this one clip is probably enough to send them scrambling tonight. So.
Well, I hope they know enough about computer databases. John and I know a lot about computer
That's
databases.
That's right. No, we know a thing or two.
Be careful before I get in and change that report. And watch out. You might hey, before you do that, you probably ought to watch the video about Chad Roberts and Ralph Ortega. Just saying.
What else?
I don't know, man. Is there any questions from chat? I should have done an outline, John. I feel like I'm all over the place.
Well, that's normal.
I'm probably missing things.
You are missing.
I mean, I would say that the key points are that someone is alive today. and I'm not sure they would be alive right now had I not been there. I'm an investigative journalist, and I was working on an ongoing story that I've been working on and have spent hours and hours on over probably about 2 years now. And here the sheriff's office has retaliated against me. They've seized all the stuff that I need for my livelihood. You know, think about that. This isn't like someone breaking into my house and taking my TV or whatever. They took my equipment for my livelihood. Like, say if I was a HVAC technician and they took all of my tools and my recharging stuff out of my truck. Mm-hmm. They took what I need to do my job, to make my living. They took that from me, purportedly for evidence, but I mean, come on, guys. I don't think it's...
It ain't much, but with the 700 watching now, each gave 5.00. You're talking real money. Best of luck.
Who was that? Was that
Tommy Cash?
Hey, Tommy, I appreciate the super chat. And, yeah, if things would scale like that, that'd be great. But what normally happens is less than 1% of the viewers contribute. And most of, I would say my support comes from, or like 0.1% of the viewers. But I do appreciate those who aren't able. And I just want people watching and learning about what government does. But I certainly do appreciate the donors, and you make a good point about how things could scale. I appreciate the channel members. Thank you, Mike's in here modding and sharing the PayPal. I appreciate that, Mike. So let's see. Gil says you're running on an empty energy tank. Get some sleep. Yeah, I want to give the people an update though.
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you another thing. There's links in the bottom, or one of the mods could put in the chat the links, that would help too. So, yeah, Matthew Lacey used to work in Freeport.
As early as 2018.
Yeah, and so that's interesting, and he had a gap in employment.
So I'm a 1%er.
Yeah,
No.
you're part of the 1% now. The other people in chat may come after you. Watch out. Watch out.
Teach those piggies a lesson.
So yeah, that'll be tomorrow's project, is getting attorneys lined out. Our attorney, I don't know. We'll see. They didn't ever let me talk to attorneys, so I guess they're not. They just blow you off.
At one point, they told me today I wasn't entitled. I didn't have the right to ask for an attorney. Didn't have the right.
Well, I mean, I think you always have the right to. I think so. The question is whether you're obligated to stop talking to you. Yeah.
I made 98.00, so I didn't get paid this month. Thankfully, I wasn't depending on it. Smiley face.
Oh, man.
$2 short.
Give her a super
Christmas
chat for
tree.
$2.
Christmas tree.
Man.
Thank you, American Amy, for the super chat. So what she's talking about is on AdSense, which is where your Google ads and super chats go through. You have to hit the $100 threshold before they'll pay you out. John, you're laughing. You deal with this
I've been
too,
there, yeah.
like every other month.
Yeah, I'm on the YouTube every other month plan. I make
every other month.
It takes me 2 months to get. I would be so mad because it would take me 2 months to get $98, and then I would be $2 short. Oh man. Justin would do this too. Laugh at me. That's what he would do. See him? See this guy laughing? That's what he's doing.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, I don't do this for the money. It's completely
so
fine.
yeah. So Lacey.
That sucks, Amy.
Lacey left Freeport and had a gap in employment before he came here, which is interesting. His brother, I assume it's his brother, Joseph Lacey, and this is where the corruption certainly starts coming. I just assume that because of how they look. Because I look over, I go, "Is that Lacey?"
So I probably have.
But it's not Lacey, but it is Lacey. I didn't know there were two of them. There's two Lacey's. So Joseph Lacey is a guy who I honestly now, like, I get there, like, even if they're just like BS and BS the deputies BS a lot, like instead of patrolling neighborhoods and stuff, I just like always feel like he's so like hyped up that he's just gonna like up and like shoot or tase me. It's a really weird feeling with this guy. And Joseph Lacey has jacked me around on stuff and, oh, you gotta leave or turn around or whatever. And well, you filmed with him. Remember how weird he got when we were filming? Oh, you gotta be across the street and
3 football fields away.
And I'm like, dude, the dog, is coming up to me. You need to,
Brad Williams.
Get the dog or whatever. And anyhow, and he was freaking out about the dog. I think he was like telling the people, oh, we're gonna have to get animal control out. It's like weird stuff.
Good luck. Keep holding them accountable.
Hey, Brad Williams, thank you for the super chat, $50, and this is what this will show them. I mean, are they gonna kill me? I mean, if you're gonna stay, like, I guess when they say that to me, they're gonna just off me next time.
No.
Because what else is gonna stop me?
Well, at this point, they think they also have all of your equipment. At this point, too, so. Obviously, that's not the case. Yeah, they think they have all your equipment, so.
Oh, I'm live streaming.
You're live streaming right now, aren't you?
Better than their video is able to do.
Yeah, you're still live streaming, so let keep that in mind there, tyrants.
Hey, Adam, thank you for joining the high five. So Joseph Lacey, interesting dude. He's the
Congrats,
guy who...
you will be the reason this department wears body cams. Tyrants always fail and fall no matter how many sheep lick their boots.
The good old boy system is strong. So you have two things now. You have the existing good old boy system in the county and the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office. And then you have Fagan's new group, and it's bad. Anyhow, Joseph Lacey has been interesting because he tries to act, he's like, oh, well, I'm trying to be cool with it, but he's totally being a tyrant, right? He thinks that, like, if he puts a smile on his face as he ejects me, that he's not being a tyrant. And so Joseph Lacey came over from Missouri City, where there was a substantial gap in employment before him coming to Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office as well. Now, I requested quite a long time ago Joseph Lacey's personnel file from Missouri City. Y'all might not know this, but Missouri City's city manager is Tink Jackson, the former city manager from Lamarck, who is Tink Jackson is Kelly Kunstler's ex, not really sure where they are at any given time. Part of that club. And so Tink's Missouri City is illegally concealing Joseph Lacey's personnel file. And so we have these total, just people who have, it's just all political. And it's because they think that they're in the government payroll. They have that rusted badge that and the political cronies, that they can do whatever they want.
And it doesn't seem to matter if, like, for example, my county is run by the right and your county is run by the left. And both of the counties pretty much are acting the same.
It's brand new being on the left.
Oh, well, it doesn't make much of a difference. We see, it doesn't matter if you're a part of the left wing of the bird or the right wing of the bird.
I don't know, are the tax rates even that much less in your county?
It doesn't seem to matter.
So I did a preview video this summer about Fagan being in my face and, oh, blah, 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 you got about 5 minutes to get out of the park or whatever. Y'all can go find that if you want, or maybe
Do you remember the conversation I had with you about that video? How I said I saw it in that man's eyes. In your video, I saw it in that man's eyes. Did I not tell you? I said I saw it in that man's eyes. He wants to get you. I saw it in a video.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that same look in his eyes today.
Up on a Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office call.
When did this happen? Is there any site to go to see this entire interaction? I'm just hearing about this now.
What interaction are we talking about? The one previously. I have a preview of when let me find it, when he got in my face. But then the thing that I didn't upload, it was live if you want to find that. But what I didn't upload is that he kicked me out of the press conference. This was in like the public park. And he said, arrest Justin if he comes to film me. which is just insane. What is that called? Preview? Tyrant? I'll just type in Justin Pulliam Fagan. Right here, I'll go hands-on. So here, I'll give you all a preview here.
I started making videos for social media because I felt like there was another story that could be told. I wanted to tell that story through video.
Ma'am, back up, I'm going. You said 5 minutes.
Yes, you have 5 minutes.
Are you gonna go hands on me too?
In 5 minutes?
You have 5 minutes.
Look at the beat. Pause it right real quick.
I see one unit. I see a unit.
Okay, so good. Oh, I'm gonna call him Good Wrench. What is a tire Good Wrench? It's like Good Wrench, but so that sergeant was on scene today.
Glad to see you not all tattooed up, my friend.
Thank you. Wake up and resist.
That's actually funny.
I'm yeah, no initiations or anything like that.
Hey, Sheriff, do you want me to, there's some citizens over there at the lake over there fishing. You just want me to clear everybody out? Yeah. Okay.
You gotta clear everyone. I can't have anyone watch what Mr. Awesome from HPD, now elected Sheriff Fagan, does.
You know what?
You're confused.
Tell them to just stay over there. They cross over.
Okay, so and then he decided that the other people could stay. But then he's going to decide, I think he decides to kick him out here in a minute because he can't have, because, I don't know, he just can't have it.
Okay. Yeah, and we can extend well. You can roll.
Yeah, so the sheriff, guys, is working on his first lawsuit of his term. Well, I don't know, maybe he's had some brutality lawsuits, but he's showing his true HPD colors here now.
Tyrants, Heart, JP.
The Tyrants Heart, JP? What? Oh, I think they're saying they are Tyrants, maybe they Heart, JP. That was from
The Tyrants love JP.
Ragu Monkey. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it.
Definitely interested in getting sued. Personally, too. It's pretty good. I mean, it's really bad, but I mean, it's good that when you can go straight for the top man, the elected official. Freaking clowns here in Fort Bend County.
Bragging about how he's gonna kick me out.
Hey.
Are you here with the family?
No, I'm with PHOU.
Okay, the park has been shut down, and the media, the PIO, will meet y'all outside of the park.
Okay, are y'all going to be able to do something with us here?
Yes, we'll go ahead and talk to y'all outside.
Okay.
The park has been shut down, so we're asking that you step outside. There's going to be a media
Who
area.
shut the park? Who shut the park down? You shut it down?
The park is shut down, so
Who shut it down?
everybody has to go.
Okay.
Did the sheriff shut it down?
No, sir, I did.
You did.
So what we're going to
That's
do
cute.
is I'm going to ask
I don't
you.
know.
What's your name?
Y'all could hear it. You could hear it. The sheriff totally just told him to do it. And he Heinenmeyer or whatever. I'm not. Then he tries to take credit for it. Like, is that like, oh, I'm such a good foot soldier, I'm taking it?
That's right.
The hit for the sheriff.
I mean,
like, is you like we just saw like really?
They didn't think that mic works as well.
Well, even you just saw it.
Yeah.
So, and I think Fagan's gonna admit to it here in about 20 seconds anyway.
Oh, okay. Forgot. It's been a while since I've seen this.
You know,
This is the
look. That's the look of someone who knows they're doing something wrong because they kept pushing us back and back the whole time. Look at that.
Citizens, it's Scott Hannemeyer. I'm a sergeant with the sheriff's office.
What's your badge number?
822. So what I'm gonna
Just
just advise
822.
you. Yes, correct.
So I want to point out at this point, right now, while they're harassing me, there's multiple other crews. I don't know, probably about a half dozen people, all along with other cameras who are not being harassed. Only Justin is being harassed.
Actually, what we're gonna do.
I need the body camera clip to my back too, don't I?
And
you work out of the Richmond office.
So for the family and everybody else's sake, as we complete this extrication, obviously this is not something that we want privy to the public.
So
Any
obviously
children
you're.
that
This is not something we want privy to the public.
So these are private employees.
It's just unbelievable.
These are private employees now. They don't want it to the public.
They don't care about the Constitution.
They don't.
They do not care. It's their feelings and their whims. I think if I publish something inappropriate, these people are gonna hold me accountable.
Yep. We have to
This
answer.
is what's called prior restraint.
Yep. I have to answer to my boss.
Interested in getting sued.
Look, I'm advising you that we're going to close this public park, okay? And there's reasons that I have to do that.
can't help
and
it.
I'm
He's
asking
over there
you
lurking.
to leave.
You
okay?
said for the family.
Along-
That's what I'm
Look at-
saying.
We got pacing back and
That's what
forth.
I'm saying. Like, he'll keep doing it again and again.
Mm.
Like,
Look at him.
He just can't handle it.
Look at
With
it.
everyone else.
And this is guy with the 4 stars down the thing.
Yeah, he showed today.
This is the top dog, and this is how he acts. Did you see how he acted with y'all today? Are you kidding me? You should have seen. Dude, I'm honest to God. Now the patrol officers on day shift were total tyrants. Don't get me wrong, but the correctional staff overall, it exceeded what I had thought would be. Fagan was the worst out of every. I mean, that's what kind of an example is that? When I'm getting these, Deshay and Davis and Charlotte and these detention staff being very respectful and professional, and the sheriff is down there being a turd. What kind of example is this?
Here is extra so you can refund PayPal Patty and boot him from chat.
Thank you, Smear1981, for the super chat. What kind of leader is he when he sets the worst example over and over again? That these correction staff people who are, and God bless everyone who's showing up to work. I want people working not at home, but they're way lower on the staff ladder organizational chart than he is.
Yep. And
they're outclassing him like magnitudes today.
Yeah, as you can see, I mean,
I probably should have let Fagan talk. He probably would have talked himself into a crime had I let him, but I didn't want to have anything to do with that sort of corruption.
No, I either think his staff would have stepped in today to make him to stop him from looking so dumb.
I know.
Like pulled him by the back of their
you
shirt or
would've wondered.
something. I was embarrassed for him because I've tested a lot of people with my constitutional free speech. I think he's the biggest fail that I've had.
No, he did, dude. He would start one way. And
he just couldn't. He couldn't handle it.
Right back in your face.
It's sort of like I used to have an ex-girlfriend who always had to have the last word. That's what he was like.
And
he had to have the
best
last
thing
word.
Come
So
up with was "Don't come back the gate."
Yeah,
or something. He couldn't even come up with something good.
I think 2 or 3 times today. If I crossed a line, I was going to jail. So
but then
I think the last one, I think I could have went past the gate.
But I guess they don't get it because even Provost, after he was done, then she had to chime in her 2 cents.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Watch this guy. Watch this guy's eyes, guys. Watch him.
Is this where you're about to come up to me and say like I close
you
the
can
park
see
and
the
start
hate. You
pushing me
can
back?
every time you see him, he's only focused on you. He doesn't care about anyone else in this area, just you.
Yeah, no, it's just me.
Look at he's laser targeted on you throughout the whole thing. But I told you in that phone call. I said he's coming after you.
For the family. Sheriff, are you okay?
I should have sent you out there.
Yeah.
Park
that seems to work real well. Yeah. That's working.
John, we're having a mass audit. At the sheriff's office tonight.
That's all. Usually he sends me for these tough missions.
And John goes out there, and they go, We're gonna stop this audit. We're gonna arrest the first person that shows up. And
it's always me.
John.
It's just me.
And then they're like, guys, we stopped the rally or whatever. And they're like, we stopped it.
It was just me.
It was just John.
Yeah.
Sam.
All right.
Thank you. I'm gonna go make sure we get any other stuff.
So you're obviously leaving at this point, but you have to have your own
5
escort.
minutes to go ahead and step out. There's going to be a location for the media.
Where's that?
It's going to be outside at the entrance of the park.
Okay, so where should we park? On the road? On the park
Anywhere
market
you can
road?
find, any place you can find a legal parking spot, that's where you can park at.
Are we allowed to say asshole on your stream? I don't even remember.
Yeah. Well, and he's saying they're gonna close the park sign. No, like you might need to go out to like the small
2 towns over.
No, like the small state road thing there. Or can we park? And then it ended up being they closed most of the park, but not the rest of the park.
Gotcha.
Put that in, Sheriff. Put that in.
Look at that. Look at that.
Go ahead and start walking that direction.
So many videos are coming out on your guys. Ma'am, back up. I'm going. You said 5 minutes.
Yes, you have 5 minutes.
Are you going to go hands on me too?
You. In 5 minutes?
You have 5 minutes.
Look at that. Look at that.
Right. Y'all see this? Y'all see those people? Y'all see how it's viewpoint discrimination?
There's clearly one girl. She looks like she's holding a phone, just like you.
She is.
She's holding a phone.
I wasn't holding a phone. I was holding a $3,400 camera.
I know.
Like a $6,000
That you used to have.
rig.
That you used to have. Too soon? Is it too soon?
Man, my Christmas is gonna be.
That's another thing. 4 days before Christmas.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Merry Christmas, Justin.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Really rubbing it in. Really rubbing it in. Y'all see, I mean, if you want to see, like, look at this.
Looks like he's hugging me.
I'm not trying to have court on the thing. I'm just, okay, you're going to talk to us out there. Where do I go? And clearly at that point I was invited. Because in 8 minutes or 10, 15, whenever it was, then I was ejected from that. Oh, arrest him if he comes and films us.
Yep. This is the day I knew you were going to be, that he was going to go after you.
Wow. Hey, they're still stationary.
They're leaving.
And I'm leaving too. My vehicle's over there.
Start walking.
Would you like me to walk that way?
What are you going to?
That's some.
They always they like their countdowns.
I said that's some good advice. I mean, like, you're never going to do it. You're never going to take your own advice.
That's some good advice. Y'all just stop being bullies. Look, he's watching his clock.
You're clearly going down.
Jeez, y'all are clowns.
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Were the other people ever actually out on the same area? Did they ever actually kick those people out?
Well, yeah, because the press conference was out there, so they all came to and then she's like, when it rains, the creek gets high. When the sun comes out, the creek gets low.
Well, that's deep.
Like, that was the press conference.
That's deep.
Oh God! And so on this one, it just so happened that someone found it. I had and John and I are kicking ourselves as we heard this call drop, and long story short, they dispatched it to the wrong place, and it got punted to Rosenberg at the Brazos River. The woman didn't have a chance because Fort Bend County was so incompetent that they didn't get over, even start working the call until long after she needed help right then, and they didn't have the resources there. They did have 4 people come up to a little simple domestic disturbance at the same time. Anyhow, so there was a lot of over the weekend hey, what's going on here? And I did my research on Sunday night, and I was actually going to where they found it. I was going to go along there with I was going to bring out, I guess, a fishing pole or a rope, and I didn't know exactly. I didn't figure that out, but And it just so happened, you know, a few hours, I don't know, a couple hours before I was going to head out there, you know, they found it. And so I went ahead and I knew exactly where to go because I was going to go, you know, because I wanted to figure out what was, you know, going on here.
Right.
The sheriff's department didn't care.
I was actually here that night.
The sheriff's department did not care. The sheriff's department did not find her. They gave up. They didn't care. So not only did they not get on the call in time for it to matter, but they gave up very quickly too.
And they had 4, and we were on another call, and they had a lot of manpower on that call.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Because there was 2 people, me and you were there.
Is that why they all?
I don't remember if it was that or it was. I can't remember exactly. It's been too long.
It was a nothing call.
Yeah, but there was a lot of.
Y'all, that just wanted to show y'all some history with the sheriff there. I don't know what's going on now. What am I forgetting? I'm sure I'm forgetting quite a bit.
Just make sure you say thank you for all the super chats. I'm looking. I don't see.
I'm
not very good at this
gonna
part.
do my best to document what the government does and expose corruption. And I preach all the time about the local government club and taking out political opposition. We saw it in Leon Valley. We've seen it all over the place. And they have a clique here, just like they do in most counties, and they think that they can get me.
Yep.
And
they won't. They can.
You know, you have to wonder.
They're not going to stop you. They're not going to stop me.
Well, they're not going to stop me, but they're going to make it. They are going to make it hurt. I mean, I'm not going to lie, guys. When I work 80, 100-hour weeks now for the next 2 months, so I can replace all my equipment and pay an attorney.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention
for 2 or 3 months.
Our ridiculous records request today.
Plus, you know, have to continue to pay property taxes for these buffoons. No, I'm not going to stop. They've just put themselves higher up on my priority list, but I'm not going to lie and say it doesn't hurt.
Yep.
I'm not going to get triggered. They think that I'm way cooler than any of them, especially their freaking triggered sheriff. But I mean,
when
it's
is his term up? How long?
insult.
When is he up for election again? Like 4 years?
Yeah,
you have 4 more years,
like
4 more 5.
I guess it'll be 2 years really before his primary really gets going. But I think just putting, I can tell you, all you have to do is put a camera in his face and, Sheriff, why have you failed to deliver on body cameras? Sheriff, why are kids jumping over balconies and breaking their legs on mental health calls? Sheriff, why is there no transparency? Sheriff, why did you lie about saying that the active calls were removed because of HIPAA? You know, I just ask him questions with the camera in his face and he'll melt down.
Yeah.
And
if he
has any challengers, so if he acts like that, how is he going to survive a debate?
Yeah.
How would he survive a debate?
He has had a small dose of extra today.
Small dose.
Small dose.
We gotta go to maybe one of his next PR events. You really cry then. All right. So the sheriff is an elected position. Let's see.
Someone's asking, could he be? Could you have him recalled? We'd have to look into that. Unless you know the answer. Someone's asking, could he be recalled? Is that possible?
I don't think that works for county officials, but it might.
We'll have to look into that.
There is some law, because they're doing this on the Grayson County county judge, that if you're intoxicated, you can be removed.
He looked intoxicated today. I don't know.
So there is that.
Just kidding. Someone says elect Justin Pulliam for sheriff. You want to be sheriff?
No.
Are you sure?
Not for this county. Maybe another county one day, but probably not. I prefer holding as many people accountable as possible.
Someone says they love my attitude today, John.
Yeah, wake up, America.
Well, yeah, Wake Up America said that. I don't have to say someone. What am I doing? I'm tired too.
What do y'all... So Freedom Guy says Fagan is all politics. I see him on mainstream local news all the time. Yeah, you probably... Does he think he's going to be like fired Chief Art Acevedo?
He's
go work for CNN.
Yeah. Worked out for him.
Oh, man. I guess that's what he's trying to do. John's channel is extra good. Will someone please put that in the chat? All right, guys. Y'all have any questions of me? Any questions of me? Oh, man. I've been doing this an hour and 15 minutes or so.
Okay.
Well, John, I do want to thank John. Like I say, it's always good to have people in the bushes. It's good to have people speaking for you. Because my mentality is that if you're under prosecution, that you don't give anyone anything to hang their hat on.
Yep.
And so, you know, it's good that people are exercising their rights. And so thank you, John, for having my back.
And we're sorry we can't play the entire video. We don't do this.
I'm not sorry.
We don't do this for clicks and we don't do this.
We do things to make a difference.
We don't do this for clicks and views. And we could publish that video right now, get tons of views and clicks and likes, but that's not why we do this. And it doesn't work to our advantage. Like we say, never talk to the police. You don't publish your video either.
You don't give any evidence to the people who are literally trying. I mean,
yeah, that video won't see the light of day.
I feel like they're trying to take me out, to destroy me. It's not about justice.
Yeah.
I mean, they said it themselves. It's not about justice. They want to stop me, and they said that. They said that. Numerous people today said that.
But it's about teaching you a lesson.
Because they got cocky.
Yep.
So they admitted it was to take me out. And so, no, I'm not giving... Look, hey, if they were transparent and they actually had cameras and they actually did open records, you could get it from them.
That's right.
Good luck.
Well, we both look tired, and tomorrow's another day.
Someone said...
Mm-hmm. John called him out in a 3-piece suit and $300 shoes.
Mm-hmm.
He got dressed up to come see you today.
No, he's very fancy.
Mm-hmm. Did you see that?
He's always very fancy.
Oh, is he?
Always.
That's not.
That's what I'm saying.
He didn't get
bow down to the sheriff.
He didn't get dressed up just for you.
You have to bow down pretty low too.
I thought he got dressed up just for you.
Guess he says, "How's everyone doing?" Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a few hours of sleep and then start producing videos. Dang!
Yep.
Wow! Oh boy! All right, son says, "God, you're okay." Well, thank you. Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing is that hopefully I'll be able to type well. They had that right cuff on way too tight. Oh yeah, you can still see kind of a deal there.
Mm-hmm.
I was digging into kind of, you know, my carpal tunnel area, and these fingers, especially the what would that be? That would be the medial fingers, I guess. So hopefully they'll recover, but you have to wonder. You know, this is the thug mentality. They do not care about anyone but themselves, and you know, if they can leave you with a lifelong injury, you know, they say, "Oh well, you did it to yourself," and that's like, to me, it's so sickening. They're not human beings. And I'm not saying every police officer is like this. They're not. But it's a lot of them at Fort Bend County. It's over the majority of them at Fort Bend County. We have to film them. We have to make them behave. And ultimately, we need to have less of the bad ones, and hopefully the camera can remove them. And why is Fort Bend County hiring these people who have long gaps in their employment history? So I'll have more Sheriff Fagan videos. The Eric Becker video is probably going to come out. All these other videos of deputies making buffoons of themselves that I haven't published, I'll probably be having all that stuff out because, like I said, they've made me a priority now. So we'll start checking. My production schedule has been very Leon Valley heavy, and it's probably going to be more. Yes, it takes a while for me to get all the research done. So, like I said, there's plenty of Fort Bend County content that can be moved up on the production schedule. They've certainly made themselves a priority. I guess they're so naive that I can, I do need my camera to catch what's going on around town, but even without it, I probably can go a month on them making a story every twice a day and still have stories left over. So I guess they're a little ignorant there. And some of the stuff like what Eric Becker did. And again, Eric Becker's part of the Good Old Boys Club with Sergeant Fernando Flores. Or did they make him lieutenant now? I hope not. He's bad. He's bad news. Blue Lies like Fernando Flores and frickin' Eric Becker. Bad stuff. Gruesome stuff. They hide the open records. They illegally hide the open records. That's not just the sheriff's office. It's the county attorney's office too. All these people in the it's sad. One of them, literally, it's my neighbors jerking me around. On all sides. These bad government employees. These people from fired cops or whatever, former cops. It's just so sad that they are in their own little government club.
Yep.
So I think y'all be shocked by some of the things that Fort Bend County's done. And instead of firing these people, they protect them. And it's really sad that the Good Old Boys Club is like it is. All right. Well, I haven't seen many questions. Have you?
Also, thank you to News Now Ninja and Good Citizen Media or Good Citizen News for coming out today.
That's what I was when I thanked John. I was going to thank David with News Now Community was there. Thank you, David, and News Now Ninja. Thank you for being there. And Good Citizen News, I believe he's out of Houston. He was there too. So thank you all for the support. And thank you all for keeping me safe. I think they get in their government club little circle jerk and they think that everyone must, think it's okay to take me out. And then I think today was a wake-up call, and you probably kept me safe because I was telling, the nurse is like, do you think you'll get hurt in here? I'm like, oh, man. I'm pretty worried about pretty much all the staff. I don't know.
What was it like?
And I think y'all are the reason that. Oh, they followed me around with a camera and did all that stuff, with a little Canon Vixia camera.
Real quick question: what was your impression? This is your first time you've ever been in jail. What was your impression? Just the surroundings,
I did not like how they treated it really was like the ultimate investigative story though. Because normally I don't get to see what happens to the people after they're arrested and how they basically ignored the person who had a mental health warrant, right? He was supposed to go to a hospital. Instead, he was thrown in detox in the jail, left on the ground and stuff. He needed resources, and they didn't provide the mental health that he needed, and that's what Fagan campaigned on. And he's failed to deliver. And seeing that, hearing him in the jail, and seeing what they did,
was the other
this guy in crisis, and they're all standing around staring at me.
Was he in the jail?
It was disgusting, John.
Was he in the jail too? The person in crisis? Did he?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That
they
were there on a quote welfare check because the Texana people got an emergency detention order for him. And then they upcharge them and charge them. Here, I'll look it up and I'll tell you what they charge them with. Just give me 1 second. Look, they ain't even take his picture. these guys.
They want to make sure you had no
Are y'all
video.
ready for this? Oh, sure. Did they get that confused with mine? So, they got. Oh God, I don't know when that came from, but on view, possession of controlled substance. Okay, I was wondering about that because I saw Lacey with something and I was like, oh shit, are they trying to plant something on me? So they charged this guy with, so there was that, but the main one was aggravated. They're so dumb, dude. Did you see that charge? John, read the charge there, but read it carefully. Read it carefully.
There you go, thanks.
Can you read it? Read it very carefully. Read it out loud and look at
aggravated assault by a public servant.
They're so dumb. They put what they did to him and charged it to him.
Yeah.
Oh, they were trying to say aggravated assault on a public servant, but they were. I guess they ran out of lies. They hit their lie cap and they told the truth. And then they did interfering with public duties. And again, this is a guy. It was a welfare check.
And stalking?
And well, that was apparently a warrant, and that's
pretty
look
hefty
at that
one.
bond.
Yeah.
He's oh boy.
But they came there for mental health. Yeah.
But why? But that was an excessive bond for a 3rd degree felony for that bond. That seems quite excessive.
Yeah.
But again, this was a welfare check, and so I guess just seeing how the sheriff has totally failed on mental health. And seeing how the people are not getting the resources they need in jail. They shouldn't be in jail. And they really, the traditional police response is not conducive to these situations. And dude, I'm just telling you, these deputies are so scared or something. Because I would not be, if I was, hey, Justin, you're dispatched to this person in a mental health episode, I would go and provide resources that don't involve the scope of my AR-15.
Instead, it looks like they just piled on additional charges to make his life a whole lot rougher than it was this morning.
Right, and that's what happens every time, right? So at least 2 of those
he's stuck
are
in
victimized. And I don't even know where. Maybe they plant. I don't even know. Again, I don't. That. I wonder. And they got them in like a field. So. Oh, he's alive at least.
That's true.
Literally, but barely. I mean, saying, "Oh, he's barely alive. He's barely alive." I mean, do you get the undertones out of that, or am I just being sensitive?
They're being completely uncaring, and they're being that's typically what, once they get you, they knew you didn't have cameras, they knew there's nothing you could do. Once they get you behind those doors in jail, they have zero accountability. They can do whatever they want, they can say whatever they want, and you can't get that.
No, they're so stupid. I have a lot of credibility.
Yeah. So
I guess they're stupid.
Yep. That's why I mean, one of the reasons I do this is because if I had my way, I would be in the jail filming, but I can't. So I have to teach.
Well, I think we should be able to open records those videos too.
We'll try. We'll definitely try.
I forgot to open records.
We got plenty of time for. Keep in mind, you get discovery now.
I think there needs to be more eyes on what happens in those jails.
Yep.
And like I said, it was eye opening how. Basically.
So you saw the guy. You saw the guy asking for help, and instead they're making a big deal out of you. Who they know you're not a threat. You're not.
The guy's sitting there yelling, he's
yelling,
get it over with.
Oh
he's on the ground, and they're just like, whatever.
When Brazoria County arrested me, they
literally, guys. So say, where's the guy?
Yeah, you get
where I can see me. So say John is here. Scoot back here. We're gonna share a little bit of that microphone will reach. Oh, like right here. So
Okay.
Say John. Oh, yeah. See, I was worried about my
Yep.
Say John is right there, right? And then John is on the ground then out of his wheelchair. And there's a guy standing here. Yeah, just hold on. So there's a guy. John's out of his chair on the ground, right? And there's a guy standing here filming me, and this guy's like on the ground. And then they're like, the Patillo guys are like, "Oh, Mister is barely alive. He's barely alive."
Was that a jailer or
Y'all see the dash cam of how they had all around had their AR-15s on them.
Let's get some sleep.
So that's what I thought about the jail, John. And the thing with the sheriff, that was just weird.
It was cringe.
All right. Well, I just it's just their attitude towards life. If any of the people at the sheriff's office are naysayers, I can just go look at the chats between Lacey and Rodriguez, and if you think that that's appropriate at all, especially while driving with other people, in your custody, here in custody, and you're driving on a very dangerous 2-lane road, very dangerous roads, and you're sitting there joking around on the text messages, which is probably against the policy, I'd imagine, to use it for matters relating to official business. But I'd imagine pretty much everyone in the administration and command staff is okay with that, and that's why it happens, and that's why we're going to need a new sheriff who will come in and hire people who will do the right thing.
You'll be able to get a lot of that information in Discovery, though. Those text messages, and there's a difference between
those type of text messages will be the bottom of the barrel. People have told me what to ask, so I know what to ask for. Because so like a lot of the people in government who aren't like involved in the cover-ups and stuff, they think that like open records requests like actually working, like you ask for something and you get it, and they don't realize that it's not how it works. So I know like very specific things about Fagan's office to get in Discovery, and they'll have to give it to me then, that I just have an open records request because I know they would play games, not give it, and then probably delete it. So I know these things because people have told me things. And again, I would just say be brave and say something.
Discovery is a lot different than open records request.
All right, guys. Well, hopefully these were useful updates. Earlier in the evening, I had it all kind of lined out, but now I'm not quite on the outline there. All right. Okay, well, I appreciate all the super chats and your support. I will have a video if I can before Christmas, but maybe not, kind of with a little bit more information about all of this, and putting together the history of the viewpoint discrimination and how much the sheriff's office hates that I tell my neighbors and tell you what's going on out around in the community, what the official acts of the government, county government is. And, they don't like the truth getting out. And I would like to say that I'm not out of the woods yet, because while, yeah, they've got my stuff, they're getting me in court. There's other things. I just want to reiterate, like, there's some really bad people in this gang and doing things much worse than that to me. Is not out of the realm of what they would do, because they don't care about human life. They don't care about non-police. And what I do in this county and living in this county is dangerous. So thank you all for your support. Thank you, John, again. Thank you, everyone who has my back and for the support. And David Ninja and Good Citizen. Guys, I got to jail at about probably 11:30ish maybe. We got
Let's
out
go
a
back.
little bit before 3 hours, in there a little over 3 hours maybe, something like that. All right, guys, y'all have a great evening, and I hope you enjoyed the updates. Bye.
Good night, everyone.